Christian community. Today I'm going to talk about women in Islam. To make a little bit more clear the concept of Islam, I'm going to define Islam as itself, as a word. Islam means surrender and it means submission. And it also means peace and safety. And as we can see, just from the meaning of the word itself, Islam is not different from any religion. As Christians, we submit to God, and we also surrender to God. It's very hard to think that we as Christians are sometimes judging Muslims, and especially after the 2001 terrorist attacks. After that, we Christians and Muslims, we look at each other as enemies, and we look at each other as not friendly at all, and we women especially criticize or look at Muslim women as an alien or as a submissive woman. But in the contrary, on Islam, women is protected in many ways. And in this speech, I'm going to talk about how a woman in Islam is protected, and also that a woman is not submissive and has many rights. First of all, I'm going to make a little bit of history of how society was before Islam. Before Islam, Arabian society was going through a really crisis on, let's say, there were tribes acting like gangs. They were a huge problem of the power, people in power oppressing the poor, and also the women had no rights at all. Women were treated as property. Not just that, but women also, there was a big and huge problem of prostitution. In the year 600, Prophet Muhammad, actually, the ground was revealed to him by the Archangel Gabriel, that, as history said, he whispered on the Prophet Muhammad's ears, and said that he must act on changing the society. And he started it by building Islam. So, to explain a little bit of this, I'm going to talk about how a woman is viewed in Islam. In Islam, a woman has a very high status because it's compared to the role model, to the first role model, which is, that is the Virgin Mary. And Virgin Mary, as a mother of Jesus Christ, it's the perfect woman. So a perfect woman cannot be treated as inferior, and a perfect woman should have a high status. For example, in marriage, woman is double protected because the Quran states on the pages that before a woman is married, should see with both parties should sit together, like their parents, and set a contract. And on the contract is going to specify if the woman is going to have, let's say, nannies. If the wife wants 2 nannies, the contract should be respected through all the marriage. And if the guy fails to accomplish his task, he will be taken to the priest, and he will take it to the parents, and also according to the laws of the state of the country, he can also be punished by that. So no man in the Islamic faith wants to be viewed as, let's say, a loser. And second, I'm going to talk about how how the Quran allows women to work. So it's a misconception in many countries, and we as Western society, we think that if women cannot work, that women cannot work in the Islamic societies. But in the contrary, and also it was actually written on the Quran, and actually the Prophet Muhammad pursued women to work and be active in society and be active in the economy. Actually, the first wife of the Prophet Muhammad, she was an entrepreneur herself, and she also was participating actively in politics. So as we can see, the problem of the misconception that we have about women in Islam that are not able to work is not because of religion, but because of the culture. Because in many countries, like in Saudi Arabia, where women are not allowed to, for example, drive, it's because the government, not because the religion. So we have to be very clear, very mindful as a Christian community that we have to fully understand how is the status of women in Islam. Another misconception of the woman in Islam is that a woman is suppressed because the way she dresses. The woman in Islam dresses that way because the dress or covering her body is intended to treat a woman with respect and not viewed as a sexual object. In Western society, the worth of woman is measured by her looks. And in Islamic society, the value of woman is intended to be looked as an intellectual being, as somebody that thinks, as somebody that acts, as somebody that has rights. So in one letter of a journalist, she's actually from California, her name is Jasmine Mogajid, she writes a letter to she's an Arabic American. She writes a letter that is called a letter to the society that I grew up with. And on her letter, she stated that growing in an American society, she was pressured to be sexy, to dress for men, to dress short, and when she fully understood that she was serving the men, then she looked at her own culture and tried to change, and she understood that now when she is covering her body, she is not serving the men, but she's serving God. So as we can see in this speech, the Islamic faith protects women not only as a woman itself, but as a wife, as a human being, and there are a lot of misconceptions around it. Thank you.